There's a garage, North Carolina. Nothing special about it until the door goes up. Then the mics come on, and a group of people who have known each other far too long start talking. No script, no filter, just whatever happened this weekend and everybody's version of it. Good friends, great conversations, weekend stories. This is 15 Friends.
Thursday night. Thursday. Nobody records on a Thursday. There's no rundown holding this thing together. There's no format. There's no producer in my ear because I am the producer and I'm holding a transfusion thanks to my buddy Norman. Mm-hmm. This is a side piece, midweek, freeform, no guardrails. We show up, we talk, we leave. It's all good. $1,034,756. That's the gap. That's all that's left between Scottie and Tiger's record that has stood since February of 2000. Do we care? Does it matter? Tonight we argue about stuff that doesn't matter.
I thought you were talking about the number of followers we have on Facebook. I was about to get up.
Like, good friends. Happened? Take a seat. Side piece. Campbell.
Good job, Jeff. Awesome intro. I was watching you over there kind of work the boards with the fingertips. Man, those fingertips are talented, dude. Woo! Oh, don't tell us what. Jeez, man. Watching you work volumes and such.
Your volume was screwed when we started, so.
I know. I sound so much better now. Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up,
Norm?
What's up, Cox?
Been on the road. Hey, have you recovered from our last episode?
Oh, yeah,
You
man.
good?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
How's the blood pressure?
It's good. I got it back down to 120/80. It had gotten up to about 190 over 78.
Yep.
That episode, but yeah, I'm back, man.
It made for some good reels. So thank
reels?
you.
Hey,
reels.
did you hit Bucky's on the way to?
Yes, I did.
Oh, so
Of
your
course.
blood pressure's right back up.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't get a brisket sandwich.
What?
And I didn't. I got Luke and Bo both brisket sandwiches, and I got some kettle corn, popcorn, and some gas. And then I made my way across the street to what's the name of it?
McGillicuddy's.
Mark Finn's or something Finn's
Yeah.
next to right there in Florence. Got some cut waters and some IPAs that are brewed right there in Florence, South Carolina. So we'll try those out later.
Well, Derek looks like whatever's happening on in between your legs, buddy.
Well, is this now a habit? Because we talked about oldie on the last one, and there's another oldie 40 sitting at Derek's lap right now.
I feel like right between his legs.
I feel like it's the right thing. I feel like it's the right thing to do. So when we had them last weekend, they were not as harsh as I remembered. In fact, pretty smooth drinking, and somebody made the mistake of reading the fine print, telling me they were only 5%. So now it just feels like I don't have to get another beer. I'll just have 3.5 beers.
So hold on a second.
In one
Somebody
sitting.
needs to look up if St. Ides is the same way, because I remember getting wrecked in high school from St. Ides. Is that 5% as well?
I think
So
St.
the
Ides.
key
Why am I
word-
looking at you?
The key word, I don't know.
Hey, Norman,
Come on,
you
man.
know
St. Ides, I think it's
know.
25%.
Hey, producer Jeff, go to your camera, your computer
My
machine there.
supercomputer?
Yeah, and give us the answer,
All right.
Jeremy. Man, you're one button away, dude, from a fun time, man.
Campbell.
Yeah, golly, welcome.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I figure I'd just go dog the bounty hunter on everybody today.
I love it.
Golly.
If he can do it, I can do it.
certainly can do it.
You definitely got a better head of lettuce than Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Little extra pomade in the hair tonight, like it.
Got a fresh cut today.
Oh yeah. Who do you use? Who do you go to?
This dude, he used to work with Sammy up here in
Main,
yeah,
something
main event.
okay.
And then he went out on his own. So Hader is the man. He's
So
up.
you stayed loyal, like you didn't jump ship when he left from the one place. You stayed loyal.
Man, some of those cuts I was getting over at Sammy's place just weren't cutting it. And I came home one day with a full blown mullet. I had to go back. And I was like, I can't go to work like this, man.
And you're like, I'm going to own it.
I love it.
So to come back to the St.
update
Ides.
us. Update us.
So original formula, according to the Google time machine, was 6.2 to 7.3, and it's been reformulated to be 8 or 8.1.
8.2 was what I got.
Man, that's
you know what I heard?
pernicious.
You know what I heard today?
Yeah, except that's a 40-ounce pernicious.
A coworker shared this with me today that a Four Loko is supposed to be shared among 4 people.
So for crazy people?
Yeah, 4 stupid people, but I mean, it's supposed to be like poured in even amounts amongst 4 people.
So is that why I feel like 4 people after I finish drinking one of those?
I've never, ever,
That's why you
ever
become
had one.
4 people.
Ever.
You develop a disorder.
I guarantee you,
Schizophrenia.
every time you watch Live PD or one of those police shows, if somebody is disorderly and drunk, guaranteed there's a Four Loko somewhere in the vicinity.
Oh yeah,
or
look for the
buzz
can on
balls.
the ground. Look for the can.
Dude, they have buzz balls at Sam's.
Those
Like
things are
party style. I've never had them,
Disgusting.
but they have
Not a
the
future
big, like they
sponsor.
look like Coors Light party balls at Sam's.
Can one of you that know give me the rundown on the Four Loko? I've heard of them, but what is it?
I've never had it.
It's 1,000% alcohol. It tastes like fruity nightmare.
Vomit.
When you
It
take a
can't be that high because they wouldn't be able to sell it at beer stores.
when you take a sip, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to prison.
I believe it's.
Especially in North
I believe
Carolina.
it's like. But is it energy too?
That's what I was.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
there's
think
also
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna go to prison
So
and then
you're
I'm gonna
having
have a heart attack as they're
and getting alcohol
booking me
poisoning
in. Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of like Cisco, you know, in the
Wait,
the early
thong, thong,
90s.
thong, thong?
No, not thong Cisco.
I know.
Not
the wine,
that guy.
The wine Cisco.
Whatever. It was like wine or some kind of something, malt liquor or something. But man, we drink Cisco. Man, you have one of those nighty night, Sweet Prince. You are out cold.
I was
Next
a
thing you know, you
Mickey's
wake up.
guy.
That could be a whole
Still love Mickey's. If I see Mickey's in a store, I'm buying them.
can
Hey, Doug.
confirm.
Love
Doug,
'em.
do you still have that 6-pack of Mickey's in your refrigerator, Douglas?
Just throw it in the trash. I can't confirm because like two summers ago,
Yeah.
I think it was, we went down to Raleigh. We were going to see Band of Heathens, I think. Or no, it was the one I passed out at. It was the
American Aquarium.
American Aquarium.
Wait, whoa! Hang on.
No. We'll get
fainted.
We'll get
Fainted at. I'm sorry, yeah, fainted.
Yeah.
fainted. Sounds more sissy.
I was
Pass out
fainted.
feels like a
Medical-
medical.
But I wasn't drunk.
episode.
That's the thing.
Fainted.
That's
fainted,
why I wanted to clarify.
Right.
Fainted
For the
feels like he got
listeners.
the vapors.
So anyway, we stopped. We did like a tour of Raleigh before we went to the Lincoln Theater, and we stopped in this one place that has a billion beers.
Flying saucer, baby.
Of all the choices he could have made, Derek bought a round of Mickey's for us, and I was like, I haven't had one of these since high school.
I actually loved it.
Ugh.
Hey, if you're in the streets with me and you don't
Ugh.
want to get drunk, you're with the wrong cat.
I'll have another beer to get drunk. I don't need a Mickey's.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, if you want to, taste vomit in the back of your throat, I mean, Mickey's is.
Mickey's is delicious, and it comes with a riddle. So you're actually
Yes,
get smarter.
why am I
it's
drinking this?
It's basically like Sudoku
That's the
for
riddle.
drinking.
Oh my God.
When the bartender gives you like a sympathy smile because you're drinking a Mickey's,
She
you
goes-
know something's wrong.
She goes, "What did you say?"
He's like, what?
As the summer dwindles down, can you have one Sunday where we've got Mickey's at the pool?
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's glass.
Can you make that happen?
Problem is it's glass.
We'll
but
put
I-
'em in- we'll
oh,
put 'em
I
in
got
cups. We'll
I
put
got
'em in cups.
Yeah. We'll get some Mickey's.
I feel like a Mickey's bottle, those grenades are that thick too. They won't break.
No.
You can drop it
Use it for
15
Molotov
times.
cocktails during riots. It's perfectly made for it.
No, I started drinking Mickey's. I used to go out, I went to school out west, and then a bunch of my buddies were from L.A., and they were big Mickey's. L.A. They were big Mickey's guys. So, like, I just got into them out there, and then now when I see them, it's kind of nostalgia. But the good news is, like, and JB will identify with this, when you drink Miller High Life as your, like, what we'll call your daily driver, nothing tastes that bad. Like, I picked up this OE last weekend thinking, I'm going to have to chew on this a little bit. No.
It really did
It's
go
fine.
down good.
I feel like
It's
that
so
was
smooth.
also
Yeah.
a backhanded comment on Miller High Life.
It kind of was, but you need to condition yourself to be like in the streets, not like all fancy.
I think.
I think there's
I
a
think-
stomach thing, though, Jeff. I mean, cut you off. But
No, you're fine.
I think once you build up so much mucus in your stomach from drinking Miller High Life
or other stuff going in your
Pabst
stomach.
Blue Ribbon.
Derek.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. I mean, Pabst Blue Ribbon by far is the
cannot drink
guttiest beer of them all. Like it is like drinking milk for someone who's lactose intolerant. Man, you're shitting everywhere. I'm just saying.
Well, you had a Busch Light 2 weeks ago with Timberlake, maybe more than one.
I had 3 of
and
them.
I think that enhanced your mucus layer by at least 4 to 5 millimeters.
without a doubt.
Just those 2 beers alone.
That's a great idea. One night, everybody bring like the shittiest beer they can find. or not like shitty, but like your college beer. Because I'll bring like Beast Light.
Keystone Light.
Derek will
Olympia.
think they're all pretty decent.
Bitter beer. Yeah.
Don't leave yourself out of this conversation, Jeremy.
Hey, I got to give the blonde lady credit. Years ago, like when it was like fancy beer time and all the hipsters with the suspenders and the big beards were like, oh, you should drink this. Let's go to the ABV. Blah. Tracy was like, look, I'm not trying to be an expensive date. I like Miller Lite. I like my cheap beer. I'm going to stay a cheap date. What's the point in developing, oh, I like this $12 a can beer, instead of being like, hey, get me $20 a case, or at the time probably like $13 a case. Let me just stay in my lane.
Because some people like the taste of it.
The last
Oh,
of the
come
real
on.
ones.
Nobody
that
likes
blonde
the
lady.
taste of hops jammed up your
Some-
ass.
I do, some of
as
them.
our as our dear friend Sean used to say, how many urinal cakes can I get in this beer?
Hey,
phenomenal.
I tell you what, if it's urinal kegs, hey Sean, I love them.
He's gnawing on one right now.
The hoppier, that sometimes even the better. It's like eating cornflakes in a can, chewing or spitting it back in there and then drinking it. I mean, it's fantastic.
Hey,
I'm adding urinal cakes
Can
to
you rethink
Norman's
that?
contact information to my phone.
hey, good start to the midweek side piece, boys. Wow,
Yes,
good
sir.
one. We're calling this one tonight Tiger Who. I don't know why we're calling it that, because Tiger's my favorite athlete of all time, and we're going to get into that in a minute.
Is he really?
Jeff, way to set it up. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Scottie Scheffler, who's encroaching on one of the biggest records in professional golf at the moment, which is Tiger's all-time money leading purse. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about the event or the person that might have had the biggest influence on who we have become as an adult, which could get deep. There could be some tears. Who knows? And then we'll tease up episode 15, which we're going to hopefully talk about some NFL football. So, Jeff, tee us up
Who dat?
on the Scheffler Tiger debate, or Derek, somebody.
I mean, I don't know much about it, but Derek and I were chatting at my house, and I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but like, I don't care how much money he makes. He's never going to be the name that Tiger Woods is, right? I mean, I think it's great. I'm a golf fan. I'm not like diehard like some of you guys are, so I don't know stats and all that stuff. But like, you could take Taylor Swift isn't a good example, but like some other Ariana Grande, right? And she could outsell Michael Jackson, but she's never going to be the name that Michael Jackson is. If that makes sense. That's all I got to tell you about that.
Yeah, when we started talking about this, I was like, this is a nothing burger. I mean, like, he's within $1 million of Tiger's all-time career earnings. I was telling a story today to some of the guys about Michael Watley from ESPN was talking about a conversation he had with Tiger where he said, do you remember what you won, how much money you won for your first win? And Tiger's like, nah. And he goes, bullshit. We all know you're cheap and you've counted every penny you ever got. You know exactly how much. And so he told him how much, and he said, you know what place that is this week? And this was a couple of years ago. It's like 26th place this week. So to Jeff's point, like the dollars are not where it's at. And if you look at the statistics and the majors and the total wins and the thing I'll always remember about Tiger.
The thing that is crazy is that sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Scottie has 21 wins. Tiger has 89 wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. 89 worldwide, right? 82 in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Something like
he's
that.
in the 80s.
You know what?
I mean,
You could go
that's
back and do
crazy.
the same thing with Nicholas, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah.
And Tiger, surpassed him with 3 wins,
Yeah.
right? It just different times.
I think it's crazy. I think the craziest part about it is that they're trying to talk about cash. Cash is irrelevant. Tiger's very first U.S. Open, he won $800,000. Scottie Scheffler's very first, 4.5 million.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah, the
we're
purses have
talking
gone up.
5 times as
Right.
much.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course you're gonna be able to get there a little quicker, and because you're winning more. I mean, Tiger's first win was probably $600,000, first win ever. Scottie Scheffler wins I think it was the waste management. It was almost $1.5 million, very first win. I think it's a ridiculous even discussion, not amongst us, but just the fact that the media is jumping all over this.
It's like saying LeBron out-earned Michael Jordan.
No shit.
It doesn't mean you're better than Michael
No.
Jordan.
Yeah, but the comment I think has to be made, like back in the day, people used to say every PGA Tour winner should cut Arnold Palmer a check. Because Arnold Palmer was so handsome and so charismatic. He made golf on TV a thing, right? Every winner, every tournament on the PGA Tour should cut Tiger a percentage because those purses are only there because of him.
Because of Tiger's influence, right?
I think the astounding stat is the number of wins versus Tiger's number of wins. So he's about to surpass 120 million in total purse money in 60 less golf tournaments. And that speaks to the purse elevation of everything.
And I'm not saying Scottie's
no one's saying
shit,
he's better. No, I'm not saying he's better at all.
I don't discredit anything that he's done. He's an amazing golfer. I just,
And then you have to take it to consideration. It took Tiger 95 starts to get 20 wins. 95 starts to win 20 times. Scottie Scheffler 151.
Wow.
To get 20 wins.
Research department getting
nice
it on
work.
this week.
So
much better than last week.
Thank you, Claude.
Hey,
our interns are on fire.
Norm is back.
Dino sent my information over. He's a working intern. Thanks, Dino. We love you, baby.
No.
Yeah, and I don't know that we'll ever see another dominant player like that. And if you remember, there were like 3 versions of Tiger. Like the Butch Harmon Tiger that won the 2000 U.S. Open by 1,000 shots. And I'll never forget Ernie Els sitting in that press conference, and they're like, hey, what do you think of Tiger's performance? And his response was, I don't know what golf course he's playing. Because the one I'm playing, you can't shoot that score. So I don't know where he's playing.
So real quick to take a turn here, like what is your most memorable moment of Tiger's career in everybody's eyes? I think for me it's Pebble Beach.
I was working that tournament, by the way.
That was incredible. That shot that he took over the unseeable, you can probably
7-iron on the par 5 from like 2-8.
So I've made that shot at least 7 times this week.
Like, in your simulator in your garage.
Nobody was there to see it.
So I'm going to take a little different perspective on this and talk about how good he was, when he was so good, and everything that was going on underneath, I guess we'll just say the sheets. But I mean, you have
the steering wheel of the Maybach.
You have to think about this. He had all of that stuff going on, and he's trying to keep it all quiet, and he's still going out and dominating golf tournaments.
Yeah.
What restaurant was it?
Perkins, man.
Perkins, baby.
Hey, they got some great chicken fingers at Perkins, man.
I'll bet they do.
I bet they do.
There's some great ones.
I will look it up and share with you guys what I've been, I think it's called like Tiger Prime Highlights. And I'm telling y'all, I can watch it every single second of every day. This Instagram feed just shows over and over and over all these shots he used to make throughout his career that are like with a 3-iron over a tree with a fade over a bunker, and it lands within 4 feet to win like the Ryder Cup.
There's a great YouTube cut of that 2019. I think it was 2019 Pebble Beach. Was it 2019?
No, it was 2000.
2000 Pebble Beach. And I watch it probably once every couple of months when it just pops up on my feed. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit here and watch this.
He is legitimately a savant.
2019 was his last Masters win.
He's Picasso with a golf club, and that talent is that's different.
My favorite clip ever of Tiger Woods is when he hits the putt, takes his hat off, shakes the dude's hand that he just kicked the shit out of,
and 4 seconds later,
and that putt goes in.
4 seconds later,
that's right.
Just
and he
quick stepping him.
Yeah, he hits it. He knows it's going in. He turns, takes his hat off, shakes his hand. And after he shakes his hand, he turns back around and the puck goes boop.
And I think that was that 2019 Masters win is my favorite Tiger because that moment.
Oh yeah.
He had a lot of ups and downs, back stuff, a lot of stuff had just been going on, and for him to come back and win that, and then on top of that, just take this into consideration. You know how much money he won when he won that Masters?
No idea.
$2.7 million.
Enough to get a driver.
No shit. Guess
use him.
Guess how much Scottie Scheffler won in the PGA Championship 3 years later.
Who knows, like 4 or 5 million.
4.5 million. Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking about 4 or 5 years later, you know.
What did the winner of the Masters this year win? Anybody know?
It's got to be around 4. Let's just call it 4.
Yeah. I'd say 4. I would say 4.
Hey, real talk, though.
Well, go ahead. No,
you do it.
Here's what I need, because Tiger is my favorite athlete of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Athlete?
Yep.
Total athlete.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And think about what he was brought up into. Earl Woods told the world when Tiger was like 16 and he had just won his first or second U.S. Amateur. And Norm, you can fact check me on this, but about what his age was. But Earl Woods, sorry.
Norm.
That's all right.
Norm.
That's all right.
Earl Woods.
That's going in the contact information too.
Came on national TV and said, "My son is going to change the world," and Tiger did. He changed the
Correct.
world. He didn't just change
Correct.
the golf world. He changed the world. And then think about then what Tiger, from a pressure standpoint, what his dad laid on his back.
Sure.
And then while he was going through it to Jeremy's point in the sheets, like, think about the mental makeup and the capacity that you had to have while you're on the golf course executing these shots.
Can't even imagine.
And to hold up under all that pressure and everything. And it's just like, I mean, you've got to tell me somebody who you think, other than maybe Michael Jordan, was a better athlete mentally than Tiger Woods.
I mean,
ever.
you're talking about a 20-year-old when he won Las Vegas Invitational, $297,000.
That was the first win, right?
He first win in Vegas. He's 20 years old. I mean, I was 18 in 1996. So here we are. He's just 2 years older than me. That is crazy to know that he was a kid. He's a freaking kid that was going out playing top level golf against. We're talking about the Fred Couples of the world, the Ernie. I mean, you think about the list goes on. Phil, these were top notch golfers, and he goes out and was competitive and went on a tear that, quite frankly, has not. Scottie is playing great golf, and this week, I'm gonna be honest. Everybody's talking about, oh, he's gonna win him, Scottie. Man, this might have been the first week that I saw Scottie play a complete round of golf. 4 days of golf. Before now, the first 2 days he shits the bed. Then he does enough to make the cut, and then he comes on and starts. He puts himself right in contention. This week was the first week I felt like he was competitive from the beginning.
Wait, there's another way to look at that, though.
I'm sure you'll tell me.
You could phrase that slightly differently. He lurks, and then he moves,
stays within striking distance,
and then he kills. Like Scottie, what Scottie's got going now is that his B game is a top 10. His A game is he going to make some putts and beat you by 5? Right? Like, he has not putted well in the last couple of years. And he's putted well in spurts, but not always really well. What I love, and we were talking about Tiger earlier, 2 things. Like, one, don't underestimate the influence of his mom. Tita was the ultimate friggin' Tiger mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was in it deep. And if you read the book about him, it's insane. Like, the fact that he didn't grow up to be a serial killer is, like, phenomenal.
Well, because she was very loving, right?
Well, she was also real hard.
Okay.
Real hard. And the parents had sort of a marriage of convenience, and there was some shit going on.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, we were talking about it before, like, there were kind of 3 Tigers. There was Butch Tiger, 2000 Tiger Woods, that golf swing. Like, I remember Johnny Miller saying, that's the best golf swing there's ever been in the history of golf. He decided to tear it down and hire Sean Foley.
You think if he could go back in time and undo that decision, he would?
No,
because I think so.
No, because I think he was type A wired, in that it was never going to be good enough.
Well, yeah,
and so it's like, he's beaten Fields by 8, and Butch is like, hey, let's work on this little thing. And the fact that he ever walked away from Butch and went to Foley and then went to Hank Haney. I remember watching him with Foley, and he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn for like a year.
Who was like the top name before? It was Phil, right? Like Phil was the big guy before as Tiger was coming around.
They're too close in age.
Yeah.
My favorite of all time.
But like, who was the big guy before Tiger came around?
There was
into that year.
There was a
group.
there was a group. It was like Freddie. It was like Tom Lehman, Tom Kite,
Ernie
all those
Els,
Ernie Els, all those guys.
Yeah.
Davis Love,
VJ.
Jerry Kelly, VJ. VJ had
Jerry
a great
Kelly.
run.
Wow, good pull.
Yep.
Yeah. But my favorite player of all time is David Duval. Duval was the only guy who ever stared at Tiger and was like, "Hey, man, fuck you. Like, I'm good too."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he backed it up till he got hurt. My favorite video of all time, golf video, as to what it's David Duval at the British Open, and it is just it's just him absolutely flushing iron shots. And if you remember his golf swing, he's wearing those crazy Oakleys, and his head's out of there.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He was looking at the green before he made contact.
Oh my God, he hit nothing but gorgeous block fades. I sent it to a buddy recently, and he sent it back, and he goes, "I'm gonna have to change my drawers."
There was also two versions of David Duval. There was Fat David and Skinny David.
Yeah,
and Skinny David couldn't score anymore.
Yeah, there was Waddle David Duval with a dip in, and then there was Skinny. The Skinny David Duval was good for a little bit, and then I think he hurt his back or hurt his wrist or something. Then he developed these compensations. But man, nobody flushed it like Duval. I had a buddy in Atlanta who played college golf with Duval. He actually hosted him on his recruiting trip and told these amazing stories about how good he was. They'd go out to like this club in Atlanta, and their coach, Puggy Blackman, would be like, "Hey, we're playing with a 7-iron today." And be like, "All right, cool, whatever." And guys would come in and be like, "I shot 80." And Duval would come in and be like, "I shot 70. I'm done." Like he just beat the brakes off everybody and did it with this kind of like detached but sort of cocky attitude where people like kind of found him unlikable in a lot of ways. But
yeah, I mean,
he's great on TV, by the way.
David Duval, you know, what do he have? What do he have? About 78 less wins than Tiger.
Yeah,
he had one major championship. The Players.
Yeah.
And he won 13 total. Total. Some of them, for instance, the Michelob Championship, the Bob Hope Chrysler, the Bell South Classic, Buick Challenge.
Oh, that's the only company that still exists.
They're all out of business. Now, he would probably beat me even now. Is David Duval still alive?
Left hand. He's on the senior tour.
You're a ridiculous human being.
He beat
you
the
if
hell
he's
out.
not
Oh,
around.
he probably beat me with his nutsack, right? Like, but I just want to.
But that doesn't.
Hey, great line of all time though with Duval. So at the Bob Hope, he shoots 59. And he's hanging out waiting to see if he's in a playoff. And Mike Tirico goes, "You going to go to the range and hit some balls?" He goes, "Yeah, I got a lot to work on."
And then Bob goes, "Yeah, look at this guy."
He eagles 18 to shoot 59. And it's like, "Yeah, no, I'm going to go hit some balls. I really got to get some work done."
Got to get dialed in here.
I just love that the premise of this segment, we were going to come on and talk about, Scottie surpassing Tiger's number in purse. And we could sit here for another hour and a half easily and just talk about how amazing Tiger was. So the name of the side piece is Tiger Who. I'll tell you, Tiger Who, the greatest, you can argue the majors with Jack and everything, but Tiger's the greatest of all time on a golf course with a club in his hand.
You know what? Nobody's going to discount Jack, but the thing that Jack will never have is the cultural impact that he had on the sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He gave a minority view into golf that didn't exist.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of those courses probably would have rather not had black people on them prior to Tiger being involved in golf.
Oh, without a doubt.
So,
and the fact that Tiger was a guy that before his recent troubles over the past, I guess they're not recent anymore.
20 years.
20 years of mishaps. And that's what happens when a star is born early. I mean, you look at just Hollywood in general. We use that as, you look at stars, they start early and then they have these these downturns. It's like, man, I just never had an opportunity to be a kid. I never had an opportunity to make mistakes without having the camera on me. And then the older they get, they keep screwing up some more. So Tiger's just one of those guys. Like, hey, he will always be for me as he will always be like the Barack Obama for me, because he gave us a superhero to look at that looked like us. His dad was a guy that pushed him, drove him. Yeah, some people would argue a little harder than he probably should have, but he gave us that. He gave us that. So as a black kid from Alabama, who the only golfer I really knew for real was my brother and my Uncle Raymond, God rest his soul. Those were the golfers I knew, right? And then you get a Tiger Woods, and I'm a couple of years younger than him. It was fantastic.
Reminds me of the Michael Jackson thing, right? Real hard dad.
Yeah.
Didn't have much of a childhood. Changed the world.
So I'm not trying to
Changed
get
music,
and I'm not trying to get too serious, but I do have to say this.
I'm just saying.
Good.
And I think what you're saying is spot on, and I cut you off,
MTV,
and I was just an asshole for
like,
that.
The whole story about when Michael Jackson recorded Thriller, assuming this is true from the movie, I haven't done the research on the back end to make sure, because I know that the movie fabricated some stuff a little bit, but the production company went to the leader at MTV and said, Sony went to the leader of MTV and said, if you don't play Michael Jackson's videos, I'm pulling everybody from Sony off of MTV.
Yeah. Because
at that time, MTV didn't play black artists very much at all.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Michael Jackson hit, it was like, oh, we need to find the next black artist to come on, and so we can, make money off of him.
Well, I think what Earl Woods had to do, and then I'm gonna hand it to Derek. But I think what Earl Woods had to do was prepare his black golfing son for what he was about to embark upon.
Sure.
This was a non-black. This was a white people sport.
Sure. White
people country club. White folks stuff. Right.
Dude,
and here he was preparing his son. So yeah, he had to be a little hard. And I look at that sometimes because I'm like, man, come on, Earl, like cut the kid a break. But he also was preparing him to go into the locker room, and Fuzzy Zeller makes a joke about, hey, but he won the Masters. Is he gonna serve chicken and watermelon? Like, those are the things that.
Fuck you, Fuzzy.
I'm just saying that those are the things that black fathers have to prepare their black sons for. So I just had to say
there was
that
a little bit
out
of greed in both of those situations, like Michael's dad wanted to be famous. And he saw his kids as a reason he could be famous and make money. And I'm sure there was a little bit of that in Earl as well, right?
Well,
like
I think,
once he saw the talent in Tiger, he was like, oh, this guy can...
He can play.
He can help me out.
And Norm, you just proved a point that I was trying to make earlier, is just the innate pressure from every angle that was on Tiger.
Yeah, he was getting pressure from us. From the black community, he was getting pressure. He was getting pressure from his parents. He's getting pressure from the country club. He's getting
media,
pressure
from
PGA,
the other golfers,
media.
from whatever.
The Asian community wanted to draft him.
Yeah, but you
thanks, Dave.
But you never really saw, like, to that point. Earl must have done a pretty damn good job, because you never saw him in a press conference unload or anything like that. He was, he was straight to the point. He answered the questions. It's like almost stoic. And that was part of the preparation, right?
Yeah.
Is you got to be prepared for this because they're going to grill you.
Yeah.
Well, I think two things. One is Tiger made golf cool. Like, you go up to the country club here, in the neighborhood, and there are cool kids playing golf. And Tiger started out wearing Urkel glasses and looked like a nerd, and probably was a nerd all the way through high school if you read his book, or the book about him. Nobody even knew he was, like, kind of famous, And now golf is cool. And Tiger did that. Like, period, end of story. I think, to your point about Earl, Norman, Earl knew how hard the world would be, and so he made his world harder.
Yeah.
So that there would be nothing that would ever bother him.
Yeah, he should.
And hey, nobody carried a pair of giant balls around in a wheelbarrow like Tiger Woods.
That's
like
a great point.
There was never a moment that he met that he wasn't bigger than, which is freaking incredible.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And I like the fact that you said it the way you did, because I was thinking that, like, he was just prepared. But that's a great point. I mean, he got him prepared for, hey, I'm going to bust your balls. The world and the golf course and the media, they won't be able, despite what happens, even to this day.
But I have a theory. I have a theory about Tiger. He grew up nerdy, playing golf. His dad was his best friend. So probably all the way through high school, it was like, I think he had one girlfriend, right? And then all the troubles that he encountered came from attention, right? So he gets out in the world, and all the girls who'd never even paid any attention to him when he was wearing his Coke bottle glasses and he was Eldrick, then all of a sudden he's Tiger and he's living in a mansion in Isleworth, and now everybody knows who you are.
Sure.
Adam Carolla has a great line, and this is not PG. Men are designed to say no to one pussy. They're not designed to say no to all of them. And that's real.
Here.
He tells this funny story. He's like, a dude can be on a business trip and be at the Hilton Hotel bar, and a cute lady goes, hey, and he goes, nope. And he goes back up to his room, and he busts into the mini bar, and then he passes out with corn nuts on his face. Not if the whole bar wants to go back to your room. Dennis, that one was for you.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah. No, I mean, Scheffler, you got a long way to go, my man. Everybody on the world and in the golf universe respects what you're doing and how amazing you are. Just this week, the world's #1 golfer said basically the same thing that Ernie Els did about Tiger back in 2000. He said, like, if you're going to win by 8 strokes on the field at the FedEx in Phoenix or in Memphis, man, you're playing a different golf course than the rest of us. So hats off to Scheffler. We love you. Congrats on passing his record maybe this week in St. Louis, but got a long way to go, man, to become the GOAT.
And congrats on just being a decent person.
Decent
dad, decent husband.
Yeah.
Like, hey, shout out Scottie. We bust your balls because you got a lot of wins to go. But just know we see you. I think young men see you and see how you are about your family, how you hold your kid, how you hug your wife. So keep it up, man. Thanks, bro.
Hey, sorry. No. I could do this with Tiger all day.
Yeah, me too.
So Tiger was, Jeremy made the point earlier, like Tiger was very stoic when he was young, but I actually have really enjoyed smiley, older, sort of like kiss the ring Tiger. Where he's boys with all the young guys and he's got relationships with them and he actually looks like he's having a good time. My mother-in-law used to say he looks miserable on the golf course, and he kind of did. Like, he was just laser focused. But I really have enjoyed this sort of reincarnation and the conversation that we had when he had his last mishap with the car down in Jupiter or whatever. And I hope this, like I made this comment then. He's probably got, when that happened, he probably had 1,000 text messages from people saying, oh, I got your back. I hope you're okay. Hey, buddy. I hope he had one text message. And this relates back to this group of people right here. I hope he had one text message from somebody that said, hey, I'm going to be at the house in an hour. There's some shit you need to hear.
Yeah.
Not what you want to hear.
Correct.
But what you need to hear. And if any of us fucked up the way he fucked up, I know every one of you would be at my house being like, hey, man, we need to have a real talk about this. Yep. And I think that's super important. And so, if you have people in your life like that, you're lucky.
Yeah, we need to talk. I'm going to get all this beer out of your refrigerator first.
I'm going to drink it. I'll be back.
Hey, man, where's all them pain pills at? I'm going to throw them away for you.
I got a Suzu Trooper. I'm taking all the Percocets and all the vodka out of this place.
Hey, we need to talk. I also noticed you had 24 Mick High Lifes in your fridge. You mind if I get one or two?
Do you guys think he's done? Do you think he ever competes again?
No, I think his body's toast. I think he can get himself to the place where he can play on the senior tour, ride around in a buggy, and have a blast with his boys. Because all those guys are the guys that he grew up either looking at or beating the hell out of, and then he's got great relationships with. Like, I would never go to a Champions Tour event, but if Tiger and Freddie are paired in
he can do the same thing on a Champions Tour that he did with the PGA, and that is sell freaking tickets, right? Yeah. But the thing with him too is, obviously he doesn't really need the money, but his appearance fees just to play in a tournament, his guarantee is off the chains, right?
Tiger's got a purpose right now. One is Charlie, his son.
Yeah,
he's going to get him through FSU and try to get him on the PGA Tour. And then number 2, he does have a pretty significant role as an executive on the PGA Tour. He's part of the player competition committee or something like that. So he's got purpose right now. He's he's probably straightened himself out after what's gone on last time.
So I need to see him as a Ryder Cup captain remember, about 5 times in a row.
And I'm gonna say this, we can move on. But
I got a transition for us.
Yeah,
coming.
I know you do. I just really, I really want people to remember. Tiger had a lot of crap to navigate, and no
doubt.
I think sometimes we bust his balls. And I'm a Tiger defender. Like, I'm the guy that's like, hey man, give my boy Tiger a break. He had a lot to navigate, and so now all I'm asking, I'm asking on behalf of the black delegation, cut it out, man. Sit your ass down. Get a driver.
Yeah.
Get Charlie. Hell, get Charlie driving.
Yeah, man.
But cut that shit out.
Stop that.
Let's take that stuff down.
You're
not on the black delegation. You can't talk.
Charlie's got a lot of that Tiger blood. That I think that's the difference too. Is Earl was military.
Yeah.
Earl was laser focused on getting his kid from where he was at to where he was going. Charlie has grown up with a silver spoon, and I think that will be the difference. Why he's got a ton of pressure too.
I was just
this poor kid has all the pressure in the world on him, and to not live up to that, I mean, it's nobody could.
It's like being John Lennon's kid. It's like being Eddie Van Halen's kid. It's like being Michael Jackson's kid.
He's got examples. Michael Jordan's sons are trash, right? They were sucked at Michael Jordan's kids sucked at basketball. So if he sucks at golf, who cares? He can always say, "All right, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. His kids suck too, and move on."
Yeah,
but it's media,
and it doesn't help that Charlie's best friend is the #1 ranked amateur player in the world.
Yeah, but credit to that kid for hanging out in the same universe.
Yeah,
like he could have just been like, "I don't want this. I can just go be a billionaire and do something different." But he's got the stones to be like, "Hey, I want to participate in this. I want to," knowing full well all the things we just said, and like. You just said Jordan's kids sucked. Like, those kids were Division I basketball players. They're like pretty good.
You're compared to his father.
That's a good conversation.
Yeah, you're getting compared to Jesus.
Who's the best example of having a superstar parent who was successful?
LeBron James,
following their parents' lead.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
he's probably
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
his dad won World Series as part of the Big Red Machine, and Ken Griffey Jr. was an absolute transformational talent. Prettiest baseball swing that ever happened.
100%. I'm sure there's some sort of
there's a lot of names that are coming to my head, like
those Sandberg,
Larry Fitzgerald Jr. and there's a couple other that
Joe Horn's boys,
but no one's kid was Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah,
I mean, there's like no one accelerated past their legendary dad that I'm aware of. Not in our generation.
I bet in acting there has been, because there's a lot of actors that have I don't know,
Nicolas Cage.
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
I'm gonna face off.
I'm not buying that. There's no way to gauge. What do you gauge it by? If they won an Oscar or not?
No.
If they had more B-level movies?
No.
We're just hey man, did somebody give you some old English?
I think though all the people that we just maybe not. I think the only one that you would say in that whole group that was better, the younger was better than the dad, is probably Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
Right. And but I think you're comparing all those names. They're like the best at what they do.
Exactly.
Right.
And then you're trying to hold. Just because you have a son doesn't mean he's going to be, he might have the genes and he might not, I don't know, but he is not going to be you because he probably didn't love the game or the race or whatever it was as much as you did and didn't want it or need it as much as you did.
That's real.
Maybe I'm going to go hockey here. Maybe Brett Hull.
Oh. Yeah.
Hully might have been better than his old man.
Yeah.
But that's a good example, though. Like,
I'll bet you there's a Norwegian
they're so hard.
speed skater.
Hold on. This cannot invoke a conversation. Okay, this is just for funs, and
This
then we're
is a
moving.
side piece. We can do it.
Then we're moving on. Derek, I said, what famous person child turned out to be bigger than their parent? It took bigger literally, and it said Barron Trump.
I don't think Barron's his kid.
I love it.
Yeah, Eddie Munster. Nah.
So we'll transition. I think Tiger Woods, if you looked him in the eye and said, who was the person or thing that had the biggest influence on who you have become as an adult, he would probably give Earl Woods all the credit, if not most of it, even though they might have had a tough, upbringing and relationship, a complicated relationship early. I bet you Michael Jackson would give his dad credit for pushing him and becoming great.
I got a couple. Miley Cyrus.
Wait, ADHD over here is still in
Bigger than Billy Ray.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Angelina Jolie. Bigger than John Voight.
True.
Robert Downey Jr. Bigger than Robert Downey Sr.
Nobody knows who Robert Downey.
Who the hell is
Ben
Robert?
Stiller.
Who the hell is Robert Downey Sr.?
Yeah.
Robert
did he
Downey.
play?
He had like a talk show and shit
Okay.
like back in the 70s, 80s.
Eh.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
No. Good follow up.
I didn't even know who Jennifer Aniston's dad was.
Yeah, he was on
Daytime
he was on
soap
Days
opera,
of Our Lives
John
forever.
Aniston?
Victor
Oh.
Kiriakis.
Oh,
Victor's her dad?
Yeah, Victor Kiriakis.
Holy shit.
Don't get Norman
No
talking about
way.
his stories.
That was Jennifer Aniston's father? Victor from Young and the Restless?
Don't start talking about
Don't even
no,
start.
Days of Our Lives.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Victor
start talking about
Kiriakis.
the stories.
Okay.
all right. So
Stories.
I used to love my stories during the summertime. My grandmother's house.
Here,
Days
rest,
of Our
rest
Lives
them
in
right
Another
here.
World. Oh shit!
Oh, we watch
Oh,
stories.
at Days of Our Lives when Marlena turned into a
Oh,
monster.
my God.
Oh, I'd never forget it. And me and my mom was like, "Oh no, Marlena's a monster!" Oh, it's fantastic.
would you say that this was an event that had the biggest influence on who you've become as an adult?
Hey,
This is why Campbell's
I got
everywhere.
a side story for the side piece. So we have some dear friends, but this girl that Tracy went to high school with, she was a lifetime cigarette smoker, and she gets married to her husband, and he books for their honeymoon a non-smoking cruise. The most passive-aggressive thing that's ever happened. So they get on this cruise, and she's on with Deirdre Hall, who plays Marlena Evans, her sister, her twin sister.
What?
Who also loves darts. So this girl spent the whole cruise just trying to find places to sneak off to smoke with Marlena's sister.
No way. Nah, that's some wild shit. That's crazy, man. I love me some Marlena, man. That whole man when she
Marlena Evans.
man when she went through that whole monster thing, man. It took that was like Walking Dead before Walking Dead even knew it existed. It was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
It was a thing of beauty. So I'm a big fan of the stories. Growing up, we didn't watch CBS stories.
No.
We watched NBC stories.
Yeah, Days of
and
Our Lives,
ABC,
Another World.
and Another World, and General Hospital at 3:00.
Oh, I never watched General
Oh
Hospital.
man, you had to watch the General.
I wasn't
the
a GH
General.
fan.
Man, come on, Campbell, because I'm telling you, we talking
All
about
right,
the
transition.
General.
We'll be
baby.
here all day.
No, we're
I
good.
think Jeremy's trying to transition
We're
right
good.
now.
Jeremy just transitioned to vacation.
I'm just getting comfortable.
Why don't we, Jeff? Let's start with you, man. Just kick us off on
I don't
an
even
event or
know,
a person
man.
or something that has had an influence on
When you,
who
I
you've
didn't
become as
really.
an
You
adult.
sent this out earlier, and I really didn't read it until I started like setting up for the podcast. And so the first thing that jumped to my mind, and this is pretty deep, but I'm not going to get into it too much,
Hey, that's what
is
we're
probably
here
deciding to go down to Florida and get the hell out of Maryland and kind of reset my life going into my young adulthood to go to school, because I just needed to get away from the group of people that I was around in Maryland, and I needed to kind of reinvent myself. Not reinvent, but like just find who I am as a person and be independent and figure things out. So that's like the first thing that comes to mind, besides like obviously which we're putting this disclaimer, like we're not talking about wife and kids and all that fun stuff, because obviously that's number one. But like, I think that's probably the event that's had the most impact on my life as an adult, is making a decision to be uncomfortable in a moment and for years and find who I am as a person and grow. So,
dude, I think that's the magic right there. Like, I remember when I was a young adult talking to young people getting ready to go to college and saying, it is the opportunity, the one opportunity in your life you'll have to completely reinvent yourself.
Right.
Like, go and find your people, find the shit you're interested in, get fucking lit up by something that excites you.
But not even have a safety net, like, right?
Yeah,
like,
no net. That's the answer.
Look, if my daughter, or when I did that, like, look, we didn't have Venmo and shit like that, but like I would get Western Union when I was like down and out, down in Florida. I could call my mother and she would Western Union me $40 or something like that. But, so I wasn't like completely unreliant on my parents, but I didn't have like people I knew that I could go meet up with, or I couldn't just run home to eat dinner, or, I had to come out of my shell, meet people, engage, and figure out what, I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I made a lot of poor decisions, but, it's kind of made me who I am today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when shit hits the fan and you're the only person who can fix it.
Right.
That's important. And I think like that's one of the things I worry about with like our generation of kids is like, okay, shit hit the fan. I'm going to call mommy. I'm going to call daddy.
Yeah.
My mom and dad would have been like, I'm 3,000 miles away. I don't know what to tell you. Like similar. I'm not sure that it's the defining moment, but I went 3,000 miles away from where I grew up and was by myself.
Probably helped you though. Helped you change
dude,
as a person.
It was transformational.
Sure.
And it made me, it gave me the ability to meet interesting, new, different people. We used to joke where I lived, if you went to a small liberal arts college in New England, you were going to 13th grade. You're going to meet a bunch of people who looked exactly like you, talked like you, grew up like you, all that bullshit. I wanted to go somewhere where everybody was different. And one of the first people I met was a dude from Bloomington, Indiana, with red hair down to his ass and a chain wallet. And I was like, I need to know that guy. And I'll tell the story of Jeremy Houston sometime on another podcast, because he was a magical human and a person who really had a great effect on me. But that was like the first hit that was like, oh, I'm somewhere different. I've never seen a person like this.
I'll add one more, and I just thought of this, and I should have thought about this a long time ago, and I'm not trying to suck up to this crowd.
Don't apologize.
But I think meeting this group has been, as an adult, I spoke about it a couple last podcast or whatever, has been transformative for me as a person and something that I will never stop being grateful for. So
awesome.
No, that's real.
Derek, you were going in on something, but then you kind of
I didn't mean to
threw the parachute there.
Yeah, no, I agree with Jeff. I mean that the move for me to move across the country kind of without a net was a big deal.
That's bold, man.
But it's
That's
interesting.
bold.
It's interesting though, like, because what Jeff brought up was really the thing. I mean, I came up with a few ideas today, right? Like, so,
I was gonna say, like, when we started and the mics were off, you were like, felt like you were gonna go a little deeper.
Yeah. So there's a few. The first thing was like my parents getting divorced. I was a young guy, and that was a really interesting time in my life, and a time where I learned the power of resilience, and there were a lot of things that happened there, and we talked about it a little bit on the Fathers episode and stuff, but it was an interesting time, and then the next one was probably going to college and going across the country and not knowing anybody and having to sort of find my own way. And then the next one was to Jeff's point, was like moving to North Carolina. We've talked about the magic of Wood Poppy Street, and we've talked about the magic of this group of friends. This has been the defining time in my life.
Yeah.
My life now is, if you had asked me when I was 30, living in Atlanta, are you going to have a group of 15, 20 dudes that are going to be lifelong friends no matter where you live, where you're going to stay in touch with them, where you're going to be like family?
You would ask me that 5 years ago, and I would have told you.
I didn't have that going in Atlanta. In Atlanta, I had a couple of best friends, but they had wives and they had stuff going on. Like it was more, I was at home, and to be a part of this group of people,
yep,
and to feel the closeness and the for lack of a better word, this is a weird word for men, but like the intimacy of like knowing people as well as I know this group of people and the time we spend together. Man,
I know. I agree.
I'm 54 years old.
Agreed.
I'll know every one of you motherfuckers until the day I die or you die.
Yep.
And I will be at your thing or you'll be at my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's powerful.
Yep.
That's powerful.
If you die before me, I'm not going to yours because you can't come to mine.
Hey, man.
And if I show up and I die before you, you better somebody better get the hell out of there.
If you show up, I'm going to have a beer waiting for you.
Mine's going to be proper. And I've already asked, and Campbell has obliged because Campbell's a little younger than me. I will be put in a casket, or any box really will do, or maybe just a giant bowl filled with buffalo chicken dip that's made by Campbell, and everybody walks up with a Frito scoop and has one scoop of buffalo chicken dip. Then I want y'all to burn me up and spread me anywhere you think I'd like to be spread.
Yeah.
That one corner at the pool is going to have a little spot.
Oh, the circle pool is going to be brown for a couple days.
In memory, we'll just put a little plaque there. They'll never notice because the tile's all fucked up.
I tell you what, we were talking
put it
about,
where the caulk is.
That's right.
we were talking about Tiger.
Or
so
isn't.
I think what we do, we break in Augusta and pour his ass out on Amen Corner.
Oh, do you know how like Augusta National pays attention to that shit? Because you know how many people want their ashes spread at Augusta National? You can't just roll in there with a box.
Oh,
like you're gonna have to put me in a pocket
if listen,
and then pull a thread and let me dribble down your leg.
No, fuck that. Hey, I fuck that.
That sounds like another wish for
I'm
yours.
getting a dump truck. I'm driving through the front damn gate and I'm dumping it.
Your tank,
kiss my ass.
Your tank from the Powerball.
Kiss my ass. I'm going right in with a straight dump truck style, and I'm pouring it out on Amen Corner.
I feel like if you did that, all the grass would die, and there would just be like a symbol like this from Derek.
No,
just the middle finger.
That's the Sun Devil's horns.
Oh yeah, pitchfork.
I love
right.
it.
I've got two events.
Let's go, Campbell.
That kind of help define. I would say, my dad's military career kind of helped define who I was, because we moved 13 times from the time I was born to the time I went to Clemson. So I think I've talked about this a little bit before on a previous podcast, but when you moved that much, you either fit in or you fit out, and it just forced you to create friends. And so, I've never had that much trouble just meeting people and connecting with them on some level, finding common ground, finding connection. So I'd say that my dad's military career was, when I reflect on it, it was probably a collection of events that had the biggest impact on me as to who I've become in my profession and in my personal life, and, as a husband and as a dad and things like that. So, I mean, it's pretty, it feels fairly vanilla, but when you think about where all we lived, it was pretty impactful.
Yeah.
I have a question. Maybe as a TED Talk for people. Because you are that way. Like, we've talked about, like, the first time I met you, like 10 minutes in, I was like, hey, more of this dude.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get more of this guy? What are the things that you do when you meet people to sort of establish a connection with them? Because you're great at it.
I don't think that you guys probably ever notice, but I get this from my mom. You don't hear me talk about me hardly ever. I ask 1,001 questions. So it feels... I'm asking you, I might just ask a question about something in general. Like, hey, did you see the Mariners game? And I'm getting you to talk. Hey, where'd you get those shorts? Hey, so my superpower is asking questions.
Dude, that's incredible, because we have
and no one even knows it's happening.
I've shared this with some of you guys, but my boy Foos shared with me recently, within the last year, we're talking about somebody, and he said, when was the last time that person asked you about you? And
yes, we were just having this conversation.
I have clocked this in my real life. Like when I see people, and I've started doing this with my son, where I'll say to him, like, "How are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm fine." I'm like, "No. How are you?" Like, R is important. Like, R,
baby.
No, but for real, like, that's the difference. And I think people we've talked about this before, people who are interesting because they're interested and they want to know about you. But I think, man, you're great at it. And that's something something I appreciate.
Thanks, man.
I will say,
appreciate it.
like, every person in this room, no gay, no homo, but like I fell in love with each of you when I met you, because everybody was just all in. Like I could feel the all in when I was all in on the friendship, right? And I think that's something that I hadn't experienced very much in my life.
Dude, I remember
genuine.
I remember early when we first met, being at the beach, and we were all having a good time. Tracy and I were talking about this the other day in the kitchen, and you stood up in the kitchen, you're like, "Hey, don't fuck this up." Hey, no drama,
right.
no drama, no bullshit.
Right.
Keep your game tight.
Because I've had that shit happen.
I'm trying to keep this train going.
Yes.
I think the superpower, I've thought about it, the superpower of the group is I don't think that there's anybody in the group that ever feels like they need to be anybody around each other other than themselves.
Yep.
Like, and we could off air, we could pull up some examples of maybe a few that struggle there.
Yep.
Or if we popped into another, situation across town, whatever. But in our group, I mean, Jeremy just had his shirt off here we got a couple of pictures.
And I got a great
But like
photo.
while we're podcasting, Jeremy just had his shirt off. Yeah. Jared, it's just, I think that everybody in this group feels like you can, and maybe
Derek
it's our
had
age.
his pants down
Maybe it's
after
our
that.
age.
I don't
And
know.
that helps. And I think that's a fair point, Cox, is the fact that the older you get, that all those little preconceived things or these stigmas of friendship or what they should look like kind of go out the window. It's like, man, hey, I got a pair of nuts just like you. We all have children. We're navigating life together. Like, let's not be with these pretentious assholes around each other and feel like we got to big dick each other. Everybody's got their own shit, right? And when you have your own shit and you're navigating life, you don't have to treat your friends like, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to Sandro Pay and I'm doing this, that, and the third. It is just being natural.
Wait,
and
you're going to San Bay?
No, man.
No,
I don't even know where. I don't even know.
Like
I ain't left shit there.
there.
I ain't left shit there.
When's Rob going to start being himself?
He's always been himself.
In the closet?
No, he's always been himself. Did you not see his clean shaven face the other day? Oh my
I don't
God.
like it. I don't like it either.
I don't like
it.
either.
It makes me
Rob,
nervous.
call
He
your
looked
beer
like
back.
a
51, 51, I need you to step
Oh my
in.
God, it makes me nervous.
Rob, if you're listening, you look like Beetlejuice when his head shrunk.
Beetlejuice.
Bro.
I love you,
Jeremy,
Robert.
We love you though, man. You're my dog, Rob.
I got a phrase for that. It's called, when you get a little older, you get a little weight in your ass, right? And you get a little settled, and you get harder for your kid to wrestle. But you also get like you have a sense of yourself, and you get real comfortable. And I think people react to that. You know, like I find myself at my age now, like much more comfortable in social situations with other people because I'm just like, I just know who I am. Right. Like I feel good.
That's 100%. I think when you're younger, you're almost like a chameleon, right? Yeah. And you're trying to fit in, or you're trying to blend in with the crowd, or, earn friendships and this and that. And I think you get to a certain point where you're just like, this is who I am.
Right.
You can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But I also think that's how you find your real people, is they're all the same way too, right? This is how I am. I like that version of you. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's how you are. That's perfect.
I had a friend in college. He would always say, he was like, hey man, you pretty cool. He'd go down halls, just like, hey man, you all right? I'm drinking Miller High Life down the hall if y'all want some. But we would be outside, and he was like, I tell you what, ain't nobody gonna whip my ass. and as a kid, as an 18, 19-year-old kid, I didn't really he was a couple of years older than us. I didn't quite appreciate what he was saying. But what he was ultimately saying, ain't nobody gonna whip my ass, so I'm gonna be who the hell I want to be. Like, you gonna kick my ass? No, you're not. I'm gonna whoop your ass. And that was a very freeing moment, I think, as an adult, the older I got, and was just like, you know what? I mean, he was right. Ain't nobody gonna whip my ass, so let's just be cool. Let's hang out. Let's navigate life together. Let's live these experiences. Let's get on this podcast and talk about the stuff that it irks us, motivates us, makes us love our families, makes us love each other. Like, just ain't nobody gonna whip my ass.
I got something that irks me. What the hell's going on with Hey Man?
So hey man,
he says there's a bunch of stuff in the hopper.
Yeah, I've got like 14 in the hopper.
I need you to get your game together.
Hey man, just let me be me. Let me be great.
No, you need to tighten up.
Let me be great.
Tighten up.
Jeremy, I'm just going to tee yours up. Was your biggest event that had the biggest effect on you was your motorcycle accident?
Ooh.
Or no?
No,
You
man.
don't have to talk about it.
No, that was probably one of them. I think I'm going back to like I'm going to go younger but it's very similar to Jeff's and Derek's. When I was 1989, I was in between 5th and 6th grade, and my mom went back to get her master's degree at Michigan State University, and I came from a small, poor town in northern Michigan, and I would say the chances of you making it out of there are probably, and I'm not even going to exaggerate, maybe 15%, maybe 20%, right? You're just going to be a lifer there, and some of them get out. But when I moved down to East Lansing, Michigan, college town, right outside of Lansing, that was big city. It was a culture shock for me, but it opened my eyes to what is out there, because all I knew before that was that little town. Right. And everybody's cool here. Johnny goes to the bar. They all go down to this little pub every night, and that's their deal. So getting out of that situation was huge for me, because I think it opened up my eyes to what's out there and how many more opportunities there are to go.
Hey, you've maximized your opportunities, man.
That's right.
that in a really good way. Yeah. I mean,
that's right.
You took that spirit and ran with it, brother.
That's right. And I would say probably the other one was probably the motorcycle accident, just because it put a lot of life in perspective for me. When you almost lose your life, and you're kind of faced with that. Like, my family came in and said their goodbyes to me, pretty much, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And
I never knew that.
Yeah. Oh man. So when I went in, had my motorcycle accident, refused medical attention at the scene, signed my waiver. Luckily Rebecca was there at the time. She said she was there, and I was like, I just think I broke some ribs. I'll be good. And if I need to go to the hospital, I'll get myself there. Well, as soon as the ambulance left, I could feel myself. I started seeing stars. I was like, I'm going to pass out. Something's wrong. But my side was blown out to here. And there was a police officer on the scene still writing up the deal. And I said, go get that police officer and tell him to get the ambulance back here. When we got to Wake Med, there was a team.
That happened here?
Oh, yeah, that happened in North Raleigh.
I didn't even know that.
Right by my house.
Wow.
And then when I got there, like, a trauma team met me, and immediately go right into tube and everything. And I'm sitting there, and I hear these voices over my shoulder, and they said, we got to operate right now or he's not going to make it. And I was like, man, that sucks for that dude. And I looked, and I was the only one in the room, and I spun around and I said, you talking about me? And he goes, yeah, I'm talking about you. Your family's coming in right now. So, like, I don't remember the exact order, but I think maybe Rebecca came in first, and she was kind of a mess. And then I think my mom came in second. She was a mess. And my dad was the last one that I talked to, and I was like, like, shoot me straight. Like, what'd they say? And he goes, 50-50 at best right now.
Did Tom ask you for the keys to the boat?
Yeah.
He's like, is it full of gas?
Yeah. He would have wrote an IOU on that one. Took my credit
Tom,
card.
you're a real asshole for that.
Yeah. But
sorry, Tom, I love you.
But so that was a deal where you're kind of faced with, if you're gonna make it, it's 50-50 at best right now. And I'd moved here from Vegas. I'm like, I've had worse odds. And so yeah, and so like, I woke up from a coma days later or whatever, and I was like, I think my first words were like, holy shit, I made it. And my family was like taking turns every 8 hours. They would switch out.
What were the injuries again? Just if you want to tell the pod, it's up to you.
It was all good. I lost my right kidney, and I lost like a third of my liver.
Hold on, you working on one kidney right now?
And a third of a liver.
Holy shit!
That third is working.
It's working hard.
Boy,
well,
hard.
you guys know that the liver
worker.
The liver is the only organ that grows back.
The liver grows back, and it's probably tripled in size right now.
So you got Hulk Hogan as a liver.
That's right. There's no GLP-1 in that liver. It's getting bigger. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that was a real defining moment for me, simply because when you're faced with your life ending, I don't know, at the time I was 30-some years old or whatever, mid-30s, I guess. And the thing I always look back on is I would never be able to experience this. Like my kids being born, being married, like all of that stuff. And I think that's what I think about when I see something too on the news, like some 28-year, like, man, they didn't get to experience a lot of stuff. So I never take anything for granted. You guys know every day's Friday if it's on the table, and because you never know, like when you're faced with that, you never know when your last day is going to be. So make every freaking day count the best you can. Even on the bad days, find the best in it, and because it beats the shit out of the alternative.
But I have a question, because I know people. Everybody knows people who have like an experience like that, and then they, like, air quotes, they kind of forget, right? Like, somebody has a heart attack, and then they're like, for 6 months, they're like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy. And then like, then they kind of settle back in, right?
I look in the mirror every day and see where there was 57 staples down my chest.
That's how you,
and it's
that's
a
how you keep
constant
that perspective.
Reminder every single morning when I walk out of the shower, I look in the mirror and see this zipper down the front of me and think how lucky I am. Man. To still be here, just living, the life I'm living. I mean, I was young. I didn't do anything really great until after that. Yeah. And then after that is when I really got into gear, right? I was like, all right, man, you've got to make something good out of your life if you get a second chance like that. Right, I was just skating by, like, mediocre job, just kind of working. We were doing all right, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't a career. I didn't have any passion about it. And now it's like, especially like to the flip side of that, if I'm going to do something, it's going to be because I want to do it. Like, I don't try and waste any time. Like, if I'm hanging out with you guys, time well spent. If I'm hanging out with my family, that's time well spent. If I'm just dicking around doing nothing, like, that's not time well spent. Like, make the most of every single day.
Well, it feels to me like, you got discipline a little bit, right? Because, like, we always joke, like, you're like one of the fucking best hangs ever and one of the most, like, hey, let's get wild. But when I look at your private life, I look at your professional life, you're a person of incredible discipline, right? Like and an entrepreneur and a go-getter and a
dad.
Hey, shit, this is something like, just like use it as an example, like pontoon boat rentals. Like, you saw an opportunity and you're like, all right, this is going to take some time and some work, but this is going to make me some money, so let me go do this. Like, I have incredible respect for that side of you, like the professional side of you, where you're an absolute fucking go-getter.
And an EMT.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too. Even with like coaching baseball, like it's a ton of time and it's a ton of work, and I could care less about the baseball side of it, to be honest with you. I'm trying to teach these young cats how to be good people. Like I want to be the coach that they come up to 20 years from now, and they're just like, "Hey, coach, how's it going?" And let me tell you about my family.
Yeah, you're growing young men.
That's right. That's
so funny because I have a coach that I had like in high school, and he must be in his late 60s now. The guy looks amazing. All he does is run marathons. He used to do when I was in high school, he did all the running with us, and he came in first in everything.
That's awesome.
And he had played in the 70s with my brothers.
I've seen you run. I see why.
Man, you never see me run. I'm swift. But no shit. Like, shout out to Coach John Bell. Like, I still refer to him as Coach, and he's online, like running marathons and doing all this stuff with his grandchildren and stuff, and like getting after it. And that's amazing.
I'll tell you, and I'll back what you were saying a second ago. It makes decisions in life a lot easier for me. I think I shared this with a couple people, but I turned down the biggest offer I've ever had in my entire professional career, the biggest title I've ever been offered in my professional career a couple weeks ago, because it's not what I want to do. And prior to that accident, I probably would have jumped all over any, if somebody's going to offer you more money, somebody's going to offer you a bigger title, all the stuff, I would have jumped at it. And one of the biggest factors was I wouldn't have as much time with my friends and family. You can pay me all the money in the world, and to me, it's not worth it, because we all have a timeline. And you can take as much money up until that timeline, but you don't take any of it with you. Mm-hmm. And I just want to live my life the way I want to live my life, enjoy it the best I can, and keep rolling.
I can tell you, in having a front row seat to the action, there's not an ounce of bullshit in anything you've just said, man. I mean, you bring it. You bring the intensity of life. And cheers. Hey, can we raise a glass to that story right there?
I'm going to raise one, because I never knew about that motorcycle.
That's intense, and that's where I was hoping tonight might lead. So
yeah.
Hey, Norman, you're up.
Yeah, Norm, you're up, man.
Yeah, man.
and if you say the
Jots,
the jazz flute convention,
shots,
and
no, I was leaning towards the one time I went to New Orleans and stepped in a big puddle of gravy. For those who know what New Orleans gravy is, changed my life, but that wasn't it. Mine actually goes towards my career, and I think there are people that you come in contact with over the years that help you steer, navigate, kind of come into who you ultimately will end up being. And for me, that person is single-handedly Lorraine Lane. Lorraine, today's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lorraine.
We love you.
Shout out, Lorraine.
Shout out from the 15 Friends, Lorraine Lane. Lorraine was a center director that I had years ago. I worked for Job Corps. Job Corps is a program for youth 16 to 24. It's a fantastic program. But she was my center director at the Gadsden Job Corps Center and in Alabama. And the first time I met her is so funny. She always tells this story. Every time I see her, she says, I heard you on the phone, and then you walked in, and you were definitely not what I had expected. So I kind of have a southern twang, if you can't tell by now. She expected one person, but then I walked in, which was a little different. But Lorraine is from Brunswick, Georgia. Born and raised. Just a fantastic human being. She went to Holy Cross, and she'll tell you real quick, there's nothing better than a crusader. She actually got her acceptance a letter written by a very prominent judge. Was Judge this guy this maniac.
Sidebar.
When she got in the Holy Cross, there was a letter that had to be written. It was written by Clarence Thomas, who was a Holy Cross grad. She is a huge crusader, loves Holy Cross. Shout out Holy Cross. She would always and they'd have like 2 football wins a year.
Shout out Lee Heffernan.
And
Holy Cross.
And she would like rub it in your face, right?
Oh, my man Lee played at Holy Cross. One of our dear family friends.
Come on now. See
Crusaders, let's go.
The Crusaders, let's
Gordy
go, man.
Lockbaum.
So she put you on your path?
Yeah, she put me on my path, and there was a quote she always told me. There was a quote, as a young, developing, coming up manager, director in the Job Corps world, there was a quote she always told me. I'll never forget it. She'd always say, "Norman, a lion does not concern himself with the opinions of the sheep."
Mm.
And as a young man, I was like, what does that mean, right? What does that mean? And the older I got in my career, I recognized that she was saying, you have this position, you're in this, you have a role. As a lion, you cannot concern yourself with the opinions of those that you're either set to oversee or slaughter. That's the way I always took it, right? And I felt like it was one of those things that it was so powerful. And I even tell my children that today, like, I need you to be lions. Lions don't concern themselves with the opinion of the sheep. I need you to step up. And she's a Leo, so God, that went for the course for who she is. But she owns a couple of restaurants in Atlanta. Twisted Soul is one. If you're ever in Atlanta, folks, go to Twisted Soul. The food is fantastic. It's a twist on soul food with like this modern fusion. All the tastes are fantastic. They have a speakeasy there in Atlanta.
I go to Atlanta all the time. Why did you not tell me about these places?
Yeah, well, it is. I think sometimes I forget that I should tell you things.
I don't think Derek's been back to Atlanta since I've known him.
He was there playing golf at East Lake, and she lives.
I've been there twice in the last year.
They live like literally the fence line bumps up to East Lake.
Oh, East Lake is so nice.
And so she is fantastic. Lorraine, I love you. I want to thank you for what you have done for me and my Job Corps career. Not just my Job Corps, but just developing myself to lead people and youth. You were the one that gave me that. You were the one that instilled. She was the first person that ever wrote me up. Like, came in my office, sat down, and said, "Hey, I got to write you up for that." And, she explained why I took the write-up, signed it, and moved on. Yeah, I probably was talking crazy in a staff meeting of some sort.
Zipper.
And she was like, "You can't do that." But, Lorraine, I appreciate you. I continue to watch who you are. I continue to watch the people you develop. And I need for you to know your legacy is cemented in this industry because you have touched hundreds of people and you've left your mark on us. So we appreciate you. Love you, Lorraine. Thanks.
Good job.
Cheers, Lorraine.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers to you, Lorraine. We love you.
Cheers, Lorraine.
Hey, does anybody have like a quote or a sort of a motto or a
mantra?
A mantra, yeah. That has really meant something to you? Hefe?
I mean, mine's not earth-shattering by any means. Like,
hey, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Stop apologizing.
No. But mine's not earth-shattering. But it's, if you had to question me about like Buddhism, I couldn't answer a thing except for the fact that I know that they try to live by like treat others as you want to be treated, and I try to incorporate that in everything that I do in my life. So I think if there was a quote that I try to live by, it's that. And I'm not perfect at it by any means, way, shape, or form. But that's kind of what I try to live by.
JB, what you got?
And I don't know. It's probably somewhere along those lines, but the one thing that comes back to me all the time is I see this meme or quote or whatever, and it's like, I grew up to treat the janitor the same way I treat the CEO.
Yeah.
And you never know who you're helping or who's going to help you. So you better be freaking good to everybody. And the janitor's working just as hard as the CEO, getting minimal pay, but taking pride in what they're doing too. And man, if you can just learn to treat everybody the freaking same, we'll all be better for it.
Dude, I have a story that can back his shit up because I knew Jeremy a little bit. We went to that show that we talked about earlier. We had spent all day in Raleigh.
Oh, wait, pass
We're
out show. We
hanging
didn't even
out.
talk about it.
We were hanging out in Raleigh. I was not like
Another
messed
episode.
up.
Another episode.
No. Because I'm back in Jeremy's story up. I knew Jeremy a little bit. We hadn't hung out a ton. And we go to this show, awesome show, American Aquarium at the Lincoln Theater. It's packed. We're on the floor. Something gets passed around. I just start feeling really lightheaded. I haven't fainted, and I don't even know the last time I fainted or like passed out or anything. I was not like messed up. I was not feeling horrible at all. But suddenly I just started getting extremely lightheaded, and I went down. And luckily it was packed in to where like I didn't fall face forward and hit my head on the ground. And so I stood back up. Jeremy noticed it. Jeremy took me to the back of the Lincoln and sat there for the remainder of the show with me. And I kept saying, dude, you can go. And he was like, no. And I've told you this 1,000 times, but like you don't even know how much I appreciate that. And it's probably not a big deal because come to find out you and Tom like to leave shows early anyway. And it was more than an excuse.
But I stayed the whole time that night with you.
He hung out with me the entire night, would not leave my side. And that just shows you the character that my boy Jeremy has. So I appreciate that. I've said it to you 1,000 times. I'll never forget it. It probably is nothing to anybody else, but it meant the world to me. So
What's the Van Pelt line? Like, you treat regular folks like celebrities, you treat celebrities like regular folks?
Yep.
I think for me, and I've said this a million times, and I have friends that probably on the outside aren't that good of people. Like you look at them, some of my friends, like outer circle people. But I tell you, I base things on loyalty. Like if somebody needed something and they were in dire straits, whatever, I would be, I'll be there for you. If you got a body to bury, I got
the ultimate.
I got some shovels.
Hey, go to the
and we can talk about it.
I know where Hog Farm is. We're good.
So I base a lot of that friendship on loyalty, but it's like, what would I have wanted somebody to do for me?
Look,
right?
dude, I'm telling you, it had a large impact on me.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I'd do that for any of you guys.
Coxie, what you got?
There's a lot of biblical verses that hit home, some Psalms, Proverbs, those types of things. But I think in my most recent life in the last 10, 12 years, I've really kind of hammered down on the stoicism type train of thought, and really the biggest thing for me, because when I left my previous employer and started the venture that I'm on now, I took on a lot at work. I was one of a few people that would raise my hand for everything just to kind of keep things going. Jeff, you experience that sometimes at your own work, because I'm looking at you because we relate on those things. I was raising my hand to do a lot of stuff, and it caught up to me big time, and it put me in the hospital. And so I kind of stumbled upon stoicism kind of things, that like the things that are outside of your control, you have no business meditating on them and stewing on them and making them impact the way that you feel or the way that you should be, or things like that. And it's helped me with how I've raised my kids. It's helped me in my relationship with my wife. It's helped me in my own interpersonal relationships. Jeff says he's not going to be there somewhere. I'm not going to, it's all right. He's got something. He's got to be, whatever the case might be, whatever the example might be. So stoicism has helped me out. in the last 10 years, big time. Ryan Holiday produced a book about Stoicism. It's a 365 quote a day by the old ancient philosophers. Yeah. And every one of them just kind of helps you recenter for the day. So I don't have a tattoo on my arm that says, discipline equals freedom or some of our mantra that's, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to say, like, I don't have an ultimate mantra, but a mindset that has really helped me is Stoicism.
Dude, I think that guy also produced Hannah Callahan's book or something.
I'm not sure.
Dude, you
were reading the book at the beach the other day.
Oh.
Hey, that's a great one. That book is fantastic.
Who was the author?
Harper Callahan.
Oh my
Harper
gosh,
Callahan.
y'all. If you all have,
you're missing.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Are we doing Campbell's book club right now?
If you have not dug into Harper Callahan on your,
you're missing out. Like, now let's cut the shit.
You will not.
Let's cut the shit.
Look, I don't recommend a lot of stuff on air.
They cut the shit. It's a quick read, but it is a freaking page turner.
Are there pictures?
It ain't no pictures, but I'm telling you what, the tide will remember.
Yep. Oh my God.
It is a title.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, it is life changing. Just the twists and the turns and oh my God.
I saw Norm at the pool on Sunday, and he had 2 books in his hand.
No, he didn't.
One was the Bible. One was a Tide Will Remember.
Tide will remember. Tide will remember.
All right, Norm. Wait, I want
to comment on something though, and I want to thank you, Campbell, because I have read all about Stoicism. I'm a person who's a constant, I'm on a quest for learning and knowledge, but as a friend, you've taught me a lot about worrying about your own shit and not letting things bother you, and and I constantly struggle with that because I'm just kind of like, I want everything buttoned up, and
you do. You want to be in control.
Yeah, I do. And we have some friends who aren't always like doing shit the way that I think it ought to be done. And it gets frustrating for me sometimes. And I've done a better job of, like, because of you, I think, just to be like, hey, let me just let go of that. Let me just let that be what that is. And that's actually been really nice for me. And I read the books, but it's easier when a friend says, hey, let's put this in real perspective.
Yeah.
Like, is this something you really need to give a shit about? Like, nope.
I'll never forget.
You're right.
I'll never forget the first time I ended up in the hospital thinking something was serious, and went through the whole triage, EKG, and everything. They were like, you're totally fine. Is everything okay? And I was like, I think. And they were like, yeah, you just had a bad panic attack.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what triggered it? And they were like, no. I mean, are you good? Like, do you feel fine now? And they're like, yeah. They're like, yeah, because you're completely healthy. Like, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So, like, so Jeremy, similar to like your, not similar to your accident, but in nature, it was a thing that for me, I was like, man, I gotta stop worrying about things that are completely that I really don't care to think about.
What's that?
Care about
my dear friend Hudson Garrett back in the golf business in Atlanta. You say, hey man, you worry about the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything that's not yours, you worry about the wrong thing.
I think a lot of that though comes with age, and when you're younger, you're so worried about what people are thinking about you, and like, I know there's a lot of people that always say, I don't care what people think about me. They're probably the ones that care the most. Right? But at the end of the day, I really say that, and I mean that. Like, I don't care. I'm going to be me in every situation, every time. And that's just what you're going to get. And if you like it, great. If you don't.
Yeah, and I think I just have to say this only because we talk about, like, worry and those sorts of things. Like, those are real things for adults, right? We worry about the next thing. But Matthew 6:34 says it clearly. Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own.
Oh,
Amen.
And so
God.
I the reason, because I feel Campbell, because I went through a time of having these anxiety stuff. You know, it's like the world's worked up and got all this stuff going on, and it's just like, man, each day's got nothing to worry about. It ain't for me to worry about it. It's not my problem. And I appreciate you sharing that, because what that reminds me and anyone who's listening that's ever dealt with anxiety or just, worry about what they can't control, because you can't control it, folks. Remember, we all do it. And you got to take a step back occasionally and just kind of take a big picture item. It's not for you. So I would say that there's a quote that I used to get regularly was, we can't be concerned with all the worry. You come into contact with people and they say, oh, you worry. Don't worry about stuff that you can't control. Control what you can control. And as I got older, that made complete total sense to me. Like, only control what you can control.
That's 100%. I tell the kids on the baseball team, control the controllables. And I tell the people that work for me on my team, control the controllables. Yeah. There are so many things that are outside of your control that you're trying to get control of, but you have zero chance at ever controlling them. Like baseball, you might get a shitty ump, and that it is what it is, yeah. Right? Or soccer or lacrosse, you might line judge or whatever. You can't control what they're doing. You can control what you're doing every single day. Yep. And that's my big. It's funny because I speak on this at baseball practice to 13-year-olds, and then I go and speak in an office to where the average age is probably 50, and I say the exact same things that I talk about to my 13-year-old baseball team the night before. I take that right into a sales meeting, and it's always attitude, effort, control the controllables. Yep. That's all you can control.
And we never get away from that the older we get. Those are the intangibles, right? Those are the things. If you got a good attitude about anything, and you're willing to only control the things you can. You can't control that if a rainstorm pops up out of nowhere. That's out of your control. What you can control is how you react to it. Are you going to get irritated? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to grab a damn umbrella or a poncho? Like, you can control that. Regardless, it's raining, guys. And that shit's not going anywhere. And I think being able to react in a way that lets other people know, yeah, man, okay, it's raining, but I'm going to deal with this how I see fit. And how I see fit is I'm going to get an umbrella, and I'm just going to keep on walking because I still got to get where I got to get.
Mm-hmm. We can trade these scooters for kayaks.
We sure can.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, if we haven't mentioned it before, we've talked about scootering, I think, on the podcast before.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy is the godfather of the scooters in our group. He's the one that brought the scooter to our door.
Hey, man, somebody's got to get drunk and make a bad decision.
Derek and I were on the hook immediately.
Yeah.
He threw that fishing line in, and before it even settled in the water, he had 2 fish on the line.
Oh, man, he ripped this lip right here. So I ordered the same crummy scooter that he rode over here that only works on flat ground. I have since upgraded to a scooter that is a real live... And
man, that's a damn motorcycle. Shut up. You drive a motorcycle.
And Jeremy's going to have to tighten up.
Yeah, I definitely have to get up with the program here because that thing going up the hill by Foos's house, I'm at 4.
It's embarrassing.
I'm down to 1 brake.
That is a Fred Flintstone situation.
You're down to no brakes.
Hey, out there,
I ain't got no brake.
Don't let your kids touch your scooters.
No.
Hey, Derek, take us home on mantras.
Yeah, so I have mine tattooed on me. So it's through discipline comes freedom, and it's an Aristotle quote. And what it means to me is handle the shit you have to handle. I was a terrible procrastinator as a child and as a young adult, really. And I became kind of like a reverse procrastinator. So if you ask me to do something, I'll do it immediately. My dad had a thing where he told me when I was young, he said, your job is to make people shut the fuck up. For real. That was the job. And he goes, if you're at work and your boss says, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. He's like, do X, Y, and Z immediately. And then your boss shuts the F up. And if your wife asks you, hey, will you clean the kitchen? I'll clean the kitchen right now. Now everybody shuts the F up. And that's all there is to it. So that's part of the thing for me is that, like, and we joke, like, you know, I'm one of the people that, like, if we're all going to do a thing and it's like, hey, you need to Venmo me like $700, I'm Venmoing you this minute because I don't want to owe anybody money. I don't want to think about it. Like, I want to be done with it. And I think that translates all the way through my life. Like, we talk about, like, I go to the gym and all that stuff and whatever. But, like, even like my car, you know, like, I always think, like, if you look in somebody's car, if their car's a mess, they're a mess. You know, like, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yep.
And Jeremy's just fist pumping like an Arsenio Hall show right now. But he and I exchange a lot of notes because I know he coaches and I get a lot of, like, inspirational memes. But I really do. I live by that stuff, and it does inform how you conduct your life. And it is sort of like it's a cheat code for life. You know, I have a 21-year-old son. And I tell him all the time, I've given you the answers to the test. If you refuse to get an A, that's your choice. But I've told you how to do this. 100%. I've laid out the roadmap for you. I went so far as to take a 24-hour calendar and assign every hour activity, including sleep. And he chooses not to follow it. And I'm like, well, okay. And then the back end of through discipline comes freedom is I don't know what to tell you. I told you what to do. I told you what would happen if you did it. And I also told you what would happen if you didn't do it. And now that's happening. And I don't know what to tell you. Go back to the first bit. It simplifies life for me, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just the way to live. It really is, because if you handle your business, then you get to have so much fun. Because if you handle your business in the right amount of time, you have tons of free time to go enjoy life and be with your friends and do what you want to do. But if you don't want to do that, I don't know what to tell you.
You were the person that really got onto the 4-hour work week through Tim Ferriss, and you kind of live by that ever since I've known you. You know, like, just get your stuff done quick so that you have all this time in a day. If you can compress it into an hour and a half or to 2.5 hours, then you've got 10 hours.
I got a question.
Dude, I'm a hustler.
Working
I'm a hustler.
Do you do the hard stuff first?
100%.
Yeah.
Always do the hard shit.
That's where
first.
I'm at too.
Hey, I got a line. My strength coach in college, day one, sits us all down and he goes, you know what we do? We squat on Mondays. He goes, you want to know why? And nobody said a word. And he goes, because fuck you. We squat on Mondays. Everybody else benches on Mondays. He said, I'll fight a man with big arms. I will not fight a man with big legs, because that man knows how to work and he knows how to suffer. I'm 54 fucking years old. I squat on Mondays because I get the hard shit done.
Because you're a fucking animal. Like, let's stop the dumb shit.
Norman and I squat on Mondays.
I squat.
He
squat my ass on the toilet.
6:45.
Yep.
Squat my ass on the toilet and squat up.
No, but for real, by 10 a.m. Monday, I've done the hardest shit I'm going to do all week. The rest of the week is coasting. And it's funny because I feel like I talked to a dear friend of ours recently about, I kind of portray like a pretty laid back, I hope I do, like a pretty laid back, like I'm enjoying my life sort of thing. But it belies a hustler and a hard worker and a grinder and a, like, always had to fight a little bit because I was always smaller, less talented, whatever. And that's really how I see myself. I hope that, like, what everybody else sees is like, oh, this is easy going, like, nice guy, easy to be around, whatever. But, like, Oh no, I'm a dirty ass grinder. Like I'm the mean as a rattlesnake underneath, and I had to be to get to where I got.
You can never beat somebody that never quits.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Love
I'm an
that.
ankle bite motherfucker.
Love that.
Yeah.
So,
That's real.
guys, tonight was pretty powerful, honestly. Like, we got serious. We were fun. We were laughing earlier. Before you wrap up over there, Jeff, before you get hot on the mic, gotta tease next week's episode 15. We're gonna try to get a little NFL preseason talk. I'm looking at Norm for a quick minute because why are your boys Saints in preseason trying to fight the Cowboys? You know that the Cowboys are the title
You
contenders.
said that last night. You came over to my house.
You're the Saints. The Saints are going into Mike Tyson's punch out. What are you doing?
Just so you all know, if you don't know, the Saints and the Cowboys have bad blood. They're too close together.
Taylor.
You know, New Orleans, Dallas, pretty close, not far to get to, and there's just some bad NFC blood that you get in a inter-practice squad, and we busting heads like who that baby. So all I got to say is it's our season. So next week, for the listener, I won't be. I'm telling you who's going to Super Bowl. It's New Orleans, but I will be having a very open-minded conversation about football. Hopefully, if we can talk our boy. Hey, Cash, Main Street Tavern.
Hey, Cash.
Maybe we come
Cash
down there
is
next week.
Cash is down.
Maybe we come down there next week.
Tavern.
We need to do that next week, right? Hey, Cash, Main Street Tavern. We would like Miller High Lifes. We like transfusions.
I would
And that
like
popcorn.
orange
Popcorn's
Skittles.
fantastic.
Orange
Popcorn.
Skittles.
They got pernicious on tap.
Man, come on
they
now.
do,
Slap
they
me
do,
and
don't
call
they?
me
If
sure.
I had one, I had 100 down there.
And the popcorn at Main Street Tavern. Don't sleep on the popcorn.
So hey, real quick, Cash, you are on notice, my man. We are coming to Main Street to do our NFL preview. Hopefully next Sunday.
I think it would be best.
We'll see who shows up. Jeffrey, are you ready to take us out, or do you need us to keep kind of just limping through this?
No, we're good,
All
man.
right, we almost 2 hours tonight, boys. Good job.
That's a
That's
lot.
all right. That's all right. We good. This is good topics.
So we opened tonight on a number $1,034,000, 26 years. And here's what we kept coming back to. Tiger built the pot that Scottie's about to take from him. The number's only that big because Tiger existed. Then we asked the room who they are, why they are. And it wasn't a number. It was all of it. It was all of the experiences that we had. It turns out that stuff that actually counts never shows up on a leaderboard. Not for us, not for Tiger. Derek squats on Mondays. We appreciate everybody for hanging out. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Thanks for hanging out if you hung out the entire time.
yeah. Cheers. Love y'all.
Peace out.
Love y'all.
If you're acting like a pussycat,
Don't be a pussycat.
meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. We'll see y'all next week. Meow.